Hi there, I'm Katie Morton. I'm an intuitive, an author, and an energy healer, and this is...
Hi, I'm Jennifer Palmer, and I'm the owner of Nourishing Journey, an intuitive, an energy healer, and a traditional naturopath.
And this is our friend, the Buddha.
He helps us with gratitude.
Indeed, yeah. So today we're going to talk about gratitude. Gratitude. Dude. So why is gratitude such a hot thing these days? And the reason is research shows that people who have gratitude are happier. So that's the bottom line. It's just going to make you happier. Because in any given moment, you can choose your point of focus, and it's either on the
challenge.
Thank you. I was going to use inappropriate language. She filled it in for me. Or we can focus on what's good in our current situation. And so that's essentially the context in which we are discussing gratitude, is using it to help you through the tough times, because it's a really perfect tool for that. It helps you shift your perspective from challenge
And being a victim.
And it helps you to, well, become more motivated and more in charge of your situation and your perspective about it.
It helps you see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel as well.
Yeah, and sometimes it helps you realize that it helps you flip the light on even when you're in the middle of the tunnel, that you can feel around the wall for the switch that there's actually something good in the situation, or that it's not as bad as maybe you're making it out to be. Because as humans, I think a lot of times, we're wired for it. It's called the negativity bias. People are wired to always look for what's bad in the situation, and it's sort of an instinctual safety mechanism, right? If we're always looking for what's bad, then we can fix problems. But unfortunately, it can kind of lock our mindsets into really negative places, and it's what makes people miserable and stressed out. That's why people are usually complaining and, venting when you see them. Oh, how are you doing? Well, I'm good, but and then they go into their whole diatribe about like the 10 things that are going wrong in their life.
And then you walk away feeling miserable.
Yeah.
Because you take on that energy.
Yeah, so gratitude really helps you to move out of that complaining mode too, because complaining just feels lousy.
Yes, don't complain.
Yeah, we think that venting feels good, but researchers who have studied gratitude have also learned that the opposite of gratitude, which is venting or complaining, does what you would think. It makes you feel upset and miserable. Even though when you're doing it, sometimes there's like a little bit of it that feels kind of good. It's like you feel like, oh, I'm getting it out, or you feel that, righteousness about, oh, whatever lughead did to piss you off,
Lughead.
Yeah,
Lughead.
Lughead. Yes, lughead. Is this not common phraseology of the humans of Earth? Lughead? No?
I've never heard that before.
Okay. I guess not. Sorry, I'm giving myself away. I will...
Am I being a lughead?
No. I think I'm being a lughead. A lughead. Anyway, all right, I'm distracted. Now, Jen, why don't you tell me a story of gratitude in action? What happened in your life that you had to learn how to be grateful for?
There's been many things, but there's been one really big thing, and I think a lot of us can name at least one big thing in our lives that have caused us grief or a major challenge of some sort where we weren't sure how things were going to turn out. I have one in particular. I have a son on the autism spectrum, and he's now 19, and he's doing really well. He's very high functioning. He's driving, he's attending college, he's talking about becoming a minister. So there's a lot of really great things that he's turned into.
He's a delightful human being.
He is beautiful.
Opposite of a lughead.
Opposite of a lughead, absolutely. We call him the gentle giant because he's 6'2".
Aww.
And he's got a heart like this.
Mm-hmm.
And he is also a natural healer. He's a beautiful soul. Both of my kids are. But this one in particular, he has a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges to overcome. And when we first learned that there was anything wrong, that there was a difficulty, a challenge with him, we were devastated. You know, you feel like your world has come to an end. And it took a long time. It took quite a few years to find gratitude with his differences. But I also found that the more gratitude I had, the more he healed. And the more he healed, the more gratitude I had. And it became that spiral up. And if at any point in time I would start to dive down and feel any kind of negative emotion around the autism diagnosis, he would lose some of the functioning that he gained. He would, what we call, regress in his symptoms. So I really learned the direct connection with him in gratitude and joy. Joy was really important too. But you know, I find that in our most difficult times, we need to have the most gratitude. And when you can find a way to do that, and it's not going to be perfect, I think it's very rarely graceful. But when you remind yourself how important gratitude is after you have thrown your temper tantrum and after you have cried and maybe vented a little. And I think the key is to catch it as soon as you can. But then you find that space where you can grow from it.
Yeah, and then so once you get yourself into that positive mindset, it is a lot easier to just be even keeled and to take the lessons and to enjoy life a little bit more. But I just want to bring up that circumstance when everything, let's say, is a challenge, trying not to use adult language here. Let's say it's a challenge, it's just a challenge. And you just feel like, I can't get my footing here. This is way too difficult. I can't see gratitude in this. Like, let's just say it's, S got real and it's really not good. And we have a little tool that we like to turn to when things are just too miserable for gratitude. And that is Abraham Hicks videos on YouTube. So if you go to youtube.com and you just put in there Abraham Hicks, and then you can find pretty much any topic that is bugging you, you can probably find a video about it. So what Abraham Hicks is, it's Esther Hicks. She channels a group consciousness called Abraham, and it's an extremely wise and funny and compassionate and very mature group of spirits that she channels. And so she just says what they say, and it will help talk you through a mindset shift. And it will take you from, despair, confusion, wherever you are. It'll take you through a series of just better thinking thoughts, is what they call it. Because you can't jump straight from misery to bliss, right? It doesn't work that way. We usually have to find something that it feels true, but it's just a little bit better than the challenge that we're sitting in. And then from there, you can get a little bit better. So Jen mentioned that upward spiral. It can help your mood spiral upwards so that you really can go from quite low to very high in a pretty fast length of time. Most of the videos are about 15 minutes long, and they can really help to talk you out of that state of despair or frustration or grief wherever you're at. It will get you to a higher place. So that's a huge tool for gratitude. And
it's a big help.
It is a big help. And I have to say, I don't want to forget, my t-shirt says think happy thoughts. And that is really the essence of gratitude, right? It's just thinking happy thoughts about whatever your situation is just finding what are the happy thoughts about it. There's always something we can pull out, even if it's so back to the topic of lugheads. I'm never using that word again, by the way. Or maybe, you guys take it from here, let's make it a thing. Lugheads. Start using it. Let's add it to the vernacular of humans of Earth. Anyway, so lugheads. it's really easy to get frustrated with other people, right? Because we want them to behave a certain way, and people, they're not. They're just going to do what they're going to do, because we all have our different agendas. And so it's easy to get really upset with people and bent out of shape. One way to never. Anyway, I'm just kidding. She's actually pretty chill. Of all the people I've ever met, you might be one of the chillest. And I might be one of the
never
least,
get upset.
and I might be one of the least chill. So there's that. I'm pretty chill.
Yeah, you're pretty chill.
Okay, I'm chill. What does
She's
that
pretty
mean?
chill.
I'm chill, you guys.
She's pretty happy.
I am happy. I'm happy and chill aren't the same thing, though. I'm not chill. Anyway, I have no game. I am not cool. I am what I am. But back to lugheads. So if you're dealing with a lughead, you gotta try to find gratitude. It's so helpful if you can actually look at this person that is pushing every button on your control panel and really setting you off. And if you can think of what you like about that person, it can really help you resolve conflicts a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. And the human tendency is to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, that guy, blah, 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 blah. It's not for them. It's for you. It's for your mood. You're doing it for yourself. You're not trying to be charitable. I mean, you can try to be charitable towards them. But if that's giving you just too much resistance, then just remember that you're doing it for yourself and to just help yourself feel better, to just look at them and see what's good about them.
Well, and honestly, I find that whenever I am triggered by someone or something, some sort of situation, and I have a challenge, it's really more about me anyway. Like, I find that situation is more about my growth and understanding than anything else. So if I choose to look at it from a standpoint of I'm a victim in the situation, which, we all get in those situations, it doesn't mean that what the person did is okay, but that situation was really designed to help you in some way. And so part of the idea with gratitude is remembering that and realizing that you have some work to do in the situation. And that makes it, I think, a little bit easier to get into that space of gratitude, because then you remember, oh yeah, this is working for me, not against me. Something is happening here, and it's got a really good purpose. And it's not always about the lughead did something to me.
Yeah.
Maybe the lughead did something for me.
It's true. So let's say that, it's just a silly example. You're walking down the street and somebody they bump into you, they shoulder you, and you know that it seemed kind of intentional, and you turn around and they're like, oh yeah, something like that, right? And so your default mode would to be like, what in the, to get all riled up and feel victimized.
You can tell you lived in New York City for a while. I've never experienced this.
What? People don't shoulder you in downtown Columbia, Maryland? I know. No, they don't. So, I do, though. I totally do that to people all the time. No, I'm kidding. I don't. Could you imagine?
Katie's little, but she's mighty.
I am. So, but I digress. So let's say this happens to you and you get all affronted and you clutch your pearls and you get upset. So what is your default mode when you feel wronged? For some people it's to go into sadness and they didn't even see me and I was just dismissed. And for some people their default mode is anger. Come at me, bro, you want to go? Whatever. I suck at that. And then there's the righteous, well, that young man doesn't have manners, whatever. So you'll learn what is your default mode, what is your default way of being when you're wronged by something, and you can use it as an observable learning tool to figure out what emotions in yourself do you need to work on course correcting, basically. And then you can have gratitude towards the lughead for teaching you a little bit something about yourself.
Thank you, lughead.
Namaste.
The light in me honors the light in you.
Right. Darn it. Yeah. So, but yeah, you really can learn about yourself, and it's all about consciousness and coming to terms with what's going on in your squirrely human brain. Like what occupies your thoughts? What are your default moods of being, so that you can actually observe them, and then you don't have to be so reflexive. You don't have to be so bitter or miserable or pathetic. You can be cool, chill, like us.
Yeah.
I kid.
But it is important to have fun and to remember that this isn't as serious as we often like to make it. We have our moments, but I think it's important to quickly remember these things, to come out of those moments.
Yeah, that life is it's just not that bad. Everybody relax.
It's not the S show.
It's not. It's not. It's the gratitude show, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, all about gratitude today.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Just a bit of gratitude for you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching, you guys.
And we're having a lot of fun with this.
We are. So we'll see you next time.
All right, take care. Bye.